We're back. Hello, everybody. I know it's been a long time coming. I'm finally here. I kind of vanished. And so I'm here. I'm back. Oh, Lang, thank you for the resubscription on Twitch. I appreciate it. Hey, Kuromaru is in the chat. Hi, Kuromaru. Did I bring milk? Yes. Unfortunately, it's expired because I was gone for so long. But I did actually get it, and I had it for a short period of time, but not anymore. I get cigarettes? No, because those are bad for you. You should not have those. Fanatic, thank you for the resubscription. Dang, yeah, no, those are bad for you. You should take care of your lungs. Those are very, very important to your body. So no, we don't have those. I did get a couple cigars, but I smoked those already. Sorry. Those don't go in your lungs.
Shots fired! Hey Terry, I did my first desk pop.
Oh my gosh, Fanatic. You're doing so much stuff like Twitch can't keep up. Thank you for 10 gifted subs. Wow, thank you. Appreciate that. I don't know why I didn't actually show that up on the. There we go. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Fanatic. Hello there. Hello. Hello. How is everybody? I mean, I kind of have stuff to talk about because I've been gone so long, but at the same time, you know, it's like, what do you talk about when you've been gone for so long? You know what I mean? There's been a lot going on that,
FBI, open up!
I mean, could be talked about, but, you know, not too bad. Well, that's good to hear, Lang. That's good. Oh, Fanatic, thank you for re-upping your membership on YouTube. Yeah, I still have the YouTube memberships available to me, even though I don't use it as much. I'm not a femboy, but hi, chef. So, yeah, I forgot to still have memberships on YouTube. Learning to deal with scuff on the fly. That's kind of part of streaming. Yeah, you have to get used to that. You have to learn how to handle it. And it can be annoying. It's really only bad when something happens that requires you to like reboot your PC in the middle of a stream. That's when it really sucks. But other than that, it's not femboy. Why hair long? Because hair grows no matter what. Like, your hair growing is not a feminine trait. It just grows. And I don't like spending money on haircuts. I'm broke all the time, half the time. I'm broke more often than not, okay? I save money where I can. And haircuts are unnecessary expenses. Listen, man, stuff costs money. Hi, Forest Dweller. Stuff costs money, and money is the one thing that I always need more of. So, Linux scuff is different than Windows scuff. Yeah. Where Loud Creature? She was watching a movie. That's where she is right now. Welcome back. Thank you, Mr. Dances. I appreciate it. Get laser hair removal on your scalp. No, that sounds like a terrible idea. That's probably not good for your scalp either. Your scalp is like really like sensitive skinned compared to the rest of your body. That's a terrible idea. So, I don't know. That's a terrible idea. I wouldn't want to be bald either. I have way too much hair to be bald. It would be a waste. If I ever like make more like actual in-person gun videos, guess y'all will see how long my hair is. So, hi Stubbs. Cutting your own hair is the way. I mean, I will kind of trim the the ends every now and then to kind of keep them from getting bad. But I just kind of like tie it all up to where it's even, and then just kind of trim them. It's okay. Your kids will be bald. I hope not. Sure hope not. Fellow long hair enjoyer. Yeah, I mean, it's just a few years ago I just quit cutting it to save money, and it's been that way ever since. That's all it is. Don't cut it all. Last time was 3 or 4 years ago. They'll be bald once born. That's fair. That's fair. Well, not all babies are born bald though. You know, last time I got my hair cut was when I got married. That was last time. It's in your wife's genes? No, I mean, like, she cuts her hair short, but she still has like good hair. Like when she lets it grow, like she has like good hair. Her hair gets like really. Her hair gets kind of crazy when she lets it grow, though. People do not expect me to have Fabio hair when I meet them. Her father and brother are the Tails. Are you printing a recession Ruger? When I can get parts for it. Listen, like, there's been a lot going on, man. There's been a lot. Money is really, really tight at the moment. It has been for a few months. I'm not even gonna lie. I probably should have been streaming these past few months to try to raise money, but I have there's been so much happening. Like, so. What about rewards are on cooldown? What? Chef? I don't actually know what you're talking about with that. About rewards being on cooldown. So. Oh, Mr. Dances, thanks for the 100 bits. Have $1. Thank you. Are you eyeing any of the new pistol platforms out there?
Hey, Terry, I did my first death pop.
I mean, Recession Rigger's like $70. Yeah, I don't even have $70 in my bank account right now, bro. It's a lot. The Smart Detector Sharp is on cooldown. Oh, that has to be on cooldown because y'all spam it too much. Also, hi Razor over on YouTube and now on Twitch. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. Doing all right. So, yeah, no, bro. There's a good chance that my account will get overdrawn before I get paid, and that's really going to suck because that's going to cost me more money. So I might be able to make it to the end of the week. Missed you. Thank you, Razor. I'm back. I'm back. Crowdfunding the Brokey Blaster. I mean, I really want to print one. I've got my printer back up and running. Veery's, we got her printer and it's working, but I want to put some upgrades on it. And I need a new power cable for it, but I mean, should it be on cooldown if you only got $70 in the account? I don't think it costs money to do the smoke detector chirp. So I think it's only on cooldown if you're buying it with channel points. I think that's the only time it's on cooldown. You got 2 printers? Yeah, I mean they're both just they're both just Ender 3s. One of them is Veery's, but like she doesn't really use it much. I got a bunch of cool guns and decent body armor to give me. In Gray Zone? I haven't played Gray Zone in a little bit. I need to do that. Since your last stream, I lost my house, crashed the fuck out, and moved states. Bought a bamboo. What? Stubbs. I've only been gone like a month. My God, man. Jeez. I mean, the bamboo printers are nice. They're just like all proprietary. That's the annoying part. So have so much stuff on Gray Zone running around. Has there been like another like Gray Zone update? They had another update recently. Like I like Gray Zone, but it needs a little more content. I got to the point where like all of the missions I had were just the annoying nighttime missions. So there was, okay, cool. Because I do want to play Gray Zone again. I have fun with it, but it's just, it does kind of get to a certain point where you need some more new stuff. But I mean, that's just because they're still developing the game, I guess. Also, the enemies at the nighttime missions are still really annoying last time I played. So there's a major update coming soon. Hopefully fix a broken status for Linux. Yeah, that hopefully. Right, yeah, I forgot. Alexios, he couldn't play it because Linux. They're nerfing the AI. Okay. They just need to be more like realistic, you know? Like not being able to see in the dark, that kind of thing. And then they'll be fine. But yeah, Gray Zone's a fun game. I need more games like Gray Zone to play. So not aimbot, yeah. They need, apparently they can hear VoIP. Oh yeah, no, I'm not surprised by that. That would actually make sense. So have you played Helldivers 2 since the Halo collab? Yes. I haven't like got the Halo War Bond yet though. I was trying to farm some super credits. So my favorite thing to do in Gray Zone is that's a real shooter right there after getting lit up to hell and back. Yeah, true. Your new house has a tree growing out of it. Well, I hope that doesn't mess up the foundation. Went behind an AI and asked if he's a player. He did a 180 and magged on me. That's great.
Do it!
Get to farm it? Well, I mean, like in one play session, I got about halfway to the super credits I needed for the Halo War Bond. I just haven't had a chance to play Helldivers in a couple days. So, like I said, there's been a lot going on. Been very busy. Lots of stuff happening. Can't talk about all of it, obviously, because some of it is, you know, private stuff, and obviously I also like don't want to give out any personal information. So, I have so many 60 round AK mags. Nice. But yeah, there's been a lot happening. I act like a makeshift support gunner. That's something that Gray Zone needs, is like belt feds or something like that. That'll be cool. Which speaking of belt feds, the Lima 6 belt feds got released while I've been gone. So I've been watching those. And oh man, I really want one of those. I really want one of those. Oh, hey. I don't have a notification for it to pop up on stream, but apparently someone supported me on Ko-fi. I just got an email. Who was it? Sorry, whoever that was. The stream note. I haven't used Ko-fi in a while. And the stream notification wasn't working. My fault. All of the existing built fed air-ups are super safety compatible. Yeah, and the Lima 6 ones are. And they're also like half the price of other belt fed uppers. So main two issues with Gray Zone and Linux is that there are files being messed up that makes the anti-cheat freak out. Ah, okay. Super safety belt fed would be really, really awesome. Well, wait, hold on a second. Fanatic. Thank you. He sent me 150 bucks on Ko-fi. I'm sorry that I didn't have like a notification to set up for like during the stream. Bro, Thank you so much for that. That's actually a really big help. Oh. Wow. Fanatic's awesome. He's been helping me with moving expensive. Fanatic must be like a secret billionaire or something. Like, are you secretly Elon Musk, Fanatic? If you are, you should retweet my post on Twitter. Bro's really flexing on your $1. Hey, listen, I appreciate every dollar that is given, even if it's just $1. Every dollar helps. I don't owe you money, chef. Elon must make us Android women real. With all the stuff going on IRL, it feels like it's best to be armed and organized. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that is something we can talk about. Some of the things you should probably have on you. That was something I was thinking about talking about. Actually, let me I'll even save them for your funny dono goal. Oh no. Let me really quick. Will window capture work for this? Think it will? Yeah. Cool. We'll do like a little impromptu PowerPoint here. Because this is kind of something I thought about talking about. Yeah. Let's see. Let me see. Maybe I should. Hold on. How do I make the? Can I make the text bigger on a notepad? I don't know if I can. I was not like prepared to do something like this in any way. I don't really use Notepad, so. Suddenly, Hundreds of Guru Show doing my Sterngewehr. Oh, that make the text better? Cool. Let's see. Stuff. I'm not good at typing, so. Stuff you need. That's a good way for this. Perfect. So, you know, I am not one who is overtly political. I do not like to be. I don't really care to talk about politics because I find it annoying. So we're not going to get super into the politics of things, but with the current climate and things that are happening, it has become obvious there are people out there who do not like it if you disagree with them. And they think that if you disagree with them, they are justified in causing you bodily injury or worse, to put it lightly. So, yes, that is right, differ. So, there are things that you need to carry with you at all times. Now, I am not an expert on the matter. Like, I'm not like a soldier or anything. I'm not like former military like some people are. But in my life, I have seen enough violence to know that it's not something you want to happen. And of course, if you talk to anyone that is more experienced, they will double down on that. It is not something you want to happen. So, the first thing you need is to stay vigilant. I think that's how you spell vigilant, right? You need to stay vigilant because what's the saying? Like, I mean, you need to stay aware of your surroundings. You need to know what's going on, because if something is happening, if you think something is about to go down, your first option should be to get out of there. Because what's the saying is, like, any fight you can escape is the fight you win, right? That's the saying. Commit vigilance. No, vigilance is not vigilantism. Because any fight you can escape is the fight you win. You know, let's make this a little bit easier. I'm going to move you guys over here for now, so I can make this a tad bit bigger. There we go. And I'll even scooch over a little. There we go. So, you win 100% of fights you don't engage in. True, exactly. So that should be your first thing. That should absolutely be number one. That's what you need to do. But then obviously, let me see. You need to stay strapped or get clapped. I'm really bad at typing, as you can see. You gotta stay strapped. You have to have some kind of force multiplier on yourself. That is very important. Looking at options to get strapped. I can't get a license for now because money. Even in my corner of the world is getting scary. Yes, so obviously, that's a George Washington quote, if I recall correctly. Yes, it is. Stay strapped or get clapped is a George Washington quote, verbatim. So obviously, I'm American. The majority of my audience is American. But for the few of you that are non-American, you're gonna have to figure out what works, what is available to you. So yes, that's right, America. So depending on where you are in the world, look into what you're allowed to have, I guess. I know in some places people aren't even allowed to have pepper spray, which is horrifying. But yeah, but that is the second most important thing. You have to have that thing on you. But oh my God, y'all are terrible. But just as important, if not more, is medical. Very important. Very, very important. So, dear non-American, sorry that you suck. You can't come here, cheeseburger. Okay. So, for medical stuff, there are lots of things out there. This probably won't be a very exhaustive list, but it'll be like, just from my research, from my experience, like, there's some very basic things you should keep, and then there's like some extra things that would probably be nice to have, right? I have multiple first aid kits. I've got one I keep in my car that I can carry around with me. I've got one that stays like on my kit. Viri's got one that she keeps on one of her in one of her bags. Like, it's good to have medical stuff around just anyway, because accidents happen. You know, it's a good idea. So, I don't even know what that's supposed to be about, Stubbs. But anyway, one of the big things I recommend having is a cat tourniquet. I think that's how you spell tourniquet. I was close. A cat tourniquet. That's very good stuff to have. For those that don't know, CAT stands for Combat Application Tourniquet. They're real easy to set up to where you can operate them with one hand if you need to. This is something like if if something happens and you have a serious injury on a limb, an arm or a leg, you can put the tourniquet above, not below, above the injury. And cat tourniquets are very easy. You can wind them down that would have a windlass, and you can put them on above that. Also very important, if you have to apply a tourniquet, only a doctor can remove it. So you need to get proper medical care, because you don't want toxic blood getting back in your system. Cut the lid off so they weigh less. Good Lord. So that's number one. Cat tourniquets aren't very big. You can get a relatively small bag to keep that, along with some very basic things in it. Counterfeit tiki from Amazon, so you can put on somebody you dislike. So along with that, I think another thing that I think would be good would be to have trauma shears. Those are those special scissors that you can use, like if something happens, you can very easily cut through clothes, belts, things like that. So if there's an injury that you need quick access to or something, you're not going to want to try to wrestle someone out of their clothes, especially if you think something could be something else, like something could be broken or whatever. You got to be careful. Been wanting to get field medic treatment. It's not exactly easy to find. I mean, that's true. It's not super easy to find, but I mean, you can find like information online that can kind of help you learn too. Just look around. Lots of times you can find like first aid trainings and stuff. That's what I mean. Honestly, for the most part, basic first aid training like that's going to be stuff that is going to be most helpful to you. The RAT-TQ is the only tested tourniquet that was unable to be successfully applied by a medical doctor. Okay, well, that sounds terrible. Yeah, trauma shears, very important. Also, another good thing to have is compressed gauze. With my terrible spelling. Compressed gauze. That's really good to have. You can get a lot of gauze in a small package if it's been like vacuum compressed. That's very good. Like if there is a hole in the extremities or in the torso that needs to be stopped, you just pack gauze in there. You just shove it down in there. Do not do the myth where people carry around women's hygiene products for such an occasion. That is stupid and does not work. You want gauze, like good sterile compressed gauze. Have a couple packs of that, because it doesn't take up a lot of space, and once you actually open it up, you get a lot of material that you could pack into a wound if necessary. Anti-bleed powder. Yeah, anti-bleed powder is good. I was going to say that's kind of like a little bonus thing that's good to have on the side. But you can also get like, you can get gauze that has a bleed stop in it. That is something you can get, like quick clot impregnated gauze. You can get that. So, is the science settled on tampons as gauze? Everyone has always said it. Like, first of all, it's not enough material, but it's dumb. It's better to just use gauze. There's a reason why they just say use gauze. Should I pack even more? Wrap around with something. Place pressure with some item onto the wound. Wrap more bandage around it. Keep it in place. Yes. And you can also supplement that with, say, like an Israeli bandage. Those are pretty good. They can wrap pretty tight. A lot of times they'll have like a little clip that you can kind of wrap it back on itself. It's a little hard to explain how to actually do it. You go look up a video, but it can add more compression something if you wrap it with an Israeli bandage too. So those are good to have. The new NAR rolled gauze has the metal indicator strip so it doesn't get left behind in the wound as well. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty useful. That's good to know. So those three things right there, those are big ones. Those three things are big ones. Then obviously, like Alexio said, like having something like quick clot, something like that, that's nice to have as well. So that's definitely worth adding. My dad was in the Navy in the 70s when the bulkhead, all the ship, and found a bunch of women's hygiene products in boxes. Okay. Stop the Bleed class is free in March. Oh, nice. Good to know. That's good to know. So another thing that I have in all of my first aid kits is vented chest seals. There we go. My terrible type. Vented chest seals. Of course, you can get some. You can get them when they're not vented. Get regular chest seals. Vented ones supposedly are better for if there's a chest wound in near the lungs, especially where air could be getting sucked in when it shouldn't be or needs to escape. So I have a set of these in every first aid kit I have, because technically by a car first aid kit, there's a lot of useful stuff in there. That is true. That is true. I'm kind of talking about like, I'm mostly like talking about things in like a very easy to carry small first aid kit. That's kind of the big thing right now. Like I'm just kind of going off what I keep in my easy to carry first aid kits, but yes. But yeah, you could also like buy like a nice big first aid kit and then buy some small pouches and kind of divide things up. IFAK size. Yes, exactly. Which let me hold on. I will grab one of my IFAKs and I can kind of look through it and tell y'all what else is in here. One sec. Okay, so let's see. I grabbed the IFAK. This is the one that I keep like on my plate carrier. An IFAK always on my backpacks, has MOLLE straps so you can attach it anywhere. Been useful a few times in airsoft or camping. Yeah, my my IFAKs are all like on like quick release, like rip away bags. So yeah, I've got like stuff to talk about. I've got like tourniquet, shears, gauze, Israeli bandage, all that kind of stuff. Let's see what else we've got in here that might something that I think would be like just definitely useful to have. Medical tape. I've got like some medical tape. That's a nice thing to have. Just, I mean, that's just useful. So here, yeah, there's a couple more things. Like I've got medical tape in here. That's helpful and doesn't take up a lot of space. I've got some safety pins. Those are actually a lot more useful than you might imagine. So that's another good thing to have. Duct tape is a good option for when you need to improvise. That is true. Fun fact, this is normally you would really only use this on for smaller wounds, but like super glue isn't really any different than like medical glue. So that's something else. Antiseptic like isopropyl alcohol. What I get is any antiseptic is good. I get the little like single packet, like the little packets of like alcohol antiseptic that you can just open the little packet and it's got like that little alcohol pad in it. But yes, that is good to have. That's obviously, you know, just for keeping it clean. If you're in like a very high stress situation, I would say that stopping bleeding obviously takes precedent, whatever. You should stop the bleeding before worried about keeping it clean. Honestly, like that should be a big thing. Another good thing to have is an emergency blanket. You can get these little Mylar emergency blankets. The one I have, it only takes up like, that's about like a 4x3 inch little package. Those are really useful for like if something happens, someone is in shock, maybe they've lost a lot of blood, you have to keep them warm. Like if someone's lost a lot of blood or something, you want to keep them warm, because like losing body heat can make things worse. So that's another good thing to have. What else is in here? Let's see. I would say not, I mean, good to have, but not necessarily something you need for an everyday kit, but having burn dressings or like anything to treat burns is just a nice little thing to have if you have room for it, because having an untreated burn sucks. So that's something else. Let's see. This another little I would say you would probably want to make sure you properly know how to use this thing. But like a airway, like an airway, whatever this is called, airway tube. Have one of those. Never had to use anything like this. I should probably like do my research on how to properly use it if I ever need to, because something like that's good. So splints, if you can fit a splint in your everyday carry, like first aid kit, great. There are like little, like I've got like a compact like fold up splint somewhere. I think I keep that one in my car first aid kit, but they do take up a lot of space. Like this one that I keep on my plate carrier, like it's like the bag's literally like the size of my hand. So everything in here is very compact. Like I've got like very compressed gauze. Like everything in this is like meant to like pack in really well. So that kind of stuff. You can improvise them easily with sticks or a log, stiff object, and some cloth. That's true, yeah. So McDonald's hot coffee woman died. That happened a while back. Yeah, they like gave her 3rd-degree burns or something like that. So but yeah, anything especially that has to do with stopping bleeding, very good to have. Like, and like speaking of splints, like in this first aid kit, I don't have a splint in this one, but I do have one of those like cloth bandages that kind of like adheres to itself. So you could like take some like a stiff like object, a board or like a stick or something, and you could like take one of these, because these are much smaller, one of these like self-adhesive like elastic type bandages that could work for like an improvised splint. Another little thing just nice to have, okay, well it's on the floor now. Have like a Sharpie, because if you have to apply a bandage or a tourniquet or something, putting the time, that's a big help for if you've got to go, like if you have to apply a tourniquet, you've got to go to a medical professional. Having like the time that it was applied is a really good, it's a really good, what am I trying to say? It's good information for the doctor. Yeah, I know the window's too small for the list. I know. We're kind of... We're adding like more stuff to it. So, hello? I want to move this window. Thank you. There we go. My North American Rescue IFAK came with a mini Sharpie. Nice. So, oh yeah, one last thing that I have in like my like little like kit IFAK, which are also just easy. How do you spell laceration closures? Like the little like laceration closures. Like you can put it over like a big cut, and you just kind of pull on the little zipper thing, and it pulls it together, almost kind of like stitches. Those are really nice to have, really useful stuff like that. And of course, you know, like I said, I'm not an expert. These are just like the things that I think are like probably going to be the most useful. You can also have, of course, like I've got like a small amount. There's like I got some like regular old band-aids in here because I had room for them. And, you know, having like stuff for like if you get like a little cut, I mean, it's nice to just have a band-aid or something for that. Of course, you can add like this kit doesn't have like quick clot or anything in it, which would probably be nice to have. Like that would be really helpful. I really like the idea of the gauze that has quick clot in it. I think that would actually be a really useful thing. So those things aren't that durable or good for ones you can't reach with fishing line. I mean, it's if you get good stuff, they'll work. Painkillers, I mean, yeah, but I mean, getting anything significant is a little more difficult, at least in the US. I mean, like in my other first aid kit, I have like some like individually packaged like Tylenol and ibuprofen and stuff. But getting anything more than that, lots of times, I mean, you have to have some kind of prescription for that. So that would be a little harder. Like you're not going to be able to just get morphine to keep in your first aid kit probably, unless you know a guy or something. I don't know. So that's a little harder. I do know there are some places, first aid essentials, Narcan for spraying the homeless. I do know there are some places you can get like boxes of emergency antibiotics that you can keep, like in case something happens and you get sick. Maybe there's something similar with painkillers, but that's going to be harder to do because, you know, controlled substances and all that. So Stop the Bleed has an online course. Yeah, that's something good. I would recommend looking into that if you haven't. So yeah, another thing I would eventually like to get is I would like to get like a proper suture kit and learn how to use that. I'm not very good at sewing clothes, so I probably wouldn't be very good at sewing skin, but it would probably be a useful thing to know how to do. But I will say, yeah, hands-on training is the best. Like I got a lot of first aid training, like as a kid. Like I took first aid training just because, you know, like my dad wanted me to. I've taken like different kinds of first aid training for jobs I've had because, you know, the fields I've worked in and stuff like that. So, but yeah, hands-on training is best. But if all you can do is like an online course or something, it's still like you should know basic stuff, how to take care of yourself. So you want to learn in field medicine, yeah, that would be useful. So yeah, stay vigilant, stay strapped, carry medical. That's the things you need. That's the stuff you need. That's the things you need to know. Kept some of my codeine prescription. Hopefully, if I need it, isn't expired. Well, I've made a mess taking everything out of this IFAK. I'll have to pack it up later. Already bled on and puked on. See, you know, that's always been my thing. Like, blood doesn't bother me. I really do not like puke. That's a problem. I'm one of those people where if I see someone puke, it's likely to make me puke as well. So that's a bit of an issue. So also, if you ever have to actually put a TQ on somebody, you'll have a crowd of morons trying to stop you. Well, I mean, you have to make, like, if you're going to put a tourniquet on someone, make sure they actually need the tourniquet. Like, if the blood is just trickling out, they don't need a tourniquet. If they look like a garden hose, they need a tourniquet. So, bought an Amazon training suture kit for fun, tried to practice while watching and modding your streams. That sounds like a great idea, and I should do that sometime. So there's a few other things I would like to get to add to my amount of medical stuff in general. If no foot TQ, yes, that is true. That is also true. Is it silly to carry a med kit without having boo-boo treatment in it? Some band-aids and ibuprofen or whatever should be in every med kit. I mean, yeah, like if you have, especially like if it's something like you keep on a plate carrier, like the one that's on my plate carrier is mostly like serious stuff, like for if you get shot or something. But on the plate carrier, I have in another pouch, like some basic like bandages and stuff like that, like a boo-boo kit, you know. But you're watching while organizing your inventory in Gray Zone. Nice. So, but yes, you should be careful out there. I think a smart person does not go looking for a fight, but is always prepared to defend themselves. I think that's very important. And with how things are right now, like I said, don't go out there looking for trouble, because that's just going to cause more trouble. But even if you're like me and you live in a safe area, like bad things can still happen, even if it's not related to some of the things that have been going on. Like, bad people still exist. Stuff can happen. So it's a good idea to have some kind of preparation. So the real big thing is be aware of your surroundings. Be cognizant of where you are, what the area is like, know your exits, all that kind of stuff. That's what's really, really important. And you do that, and I mean, you'll probably be okay. You'll be better off than most people if you do that. So that is my suggestion. That is what I always was taught growing up. Bad car accident happened here not too long ago. There's a lot of blood. Be vigilant. Yes, exactly. Like, accidents happen. So it's not even always about being prepared for like a fight or something. Like, accidents happen. Things catch on fire. You know, it just happens. Also, fitness not very effective if you're gasping for air. Yes. Try to do what you can to try to get yourself in better shape. So, went to Italy for a few days this week. Instantly, my brain was locked in, looking at everyone in case they tried something. Makes me appreciate Poland so much more. Okay. Don't drop a glass mug and try to catch it. Yeah, that's also a good idea. Yeah, that's yeah. Don't do that. But yeah, that's the big thing. Just don't be stupid. Don't be stupid, and you're already better off than 99% of people. That's all it is. So there's some other things that I really wanted to like get just to have on hand. I'd put them on a list. What's that? Yeah, I'd really like to get some of that gauze that has quick clocking in it, and I've got a couple of like suture kits I was looking at because I do really want to practice that. Made a fried chicken salad. Oh, that sounds good. Oh yeah, I didn't mention like having sterile gloves is probably a good idea if you can fit them. I need to get some of those to keep in my kits. Preferably something that's like individual. I like things that are individually packaged to keep in a first aid kit because it's staying sterile. So there's also like, have you been to a Red Cross Stop the Bleed class? Yes. God, it was probably like 15 years ago when I was a kid, but yeah. I've been to a few like different things like that. So, but also like go look. You can find information everywhere. Like you can go and find like official like military like casualty handbooks. You can find them like Amazon, and you can get like a paperback, or you can get like an ebook for like less than $1. You know. Need to make some armor plates. I suppose like if you're in Poland, I guess I don't know if you're able to buy them, but there are some ways to make armor that will at least stop handgun rounds, but I think anything more than that is going to be a little tough. So buying is too expensive. Making it cheaper. Well, I mean, if you're going to try that, good luck. I would suggest testing it thoroughly if you can. Oh yeah, here's something else I thought would be good to have. Get smelling salts to like wake somebody up. That'd probably be nice. That'd probably be helpful in a first aid kit. Like that'd probably be a good idea. Now, you can get North American Rescue cat tourniquets on Amazon, but you might be able to find them cheaper somewhere else, but they are available there. So it's easy to get stuff. Kitchen tabletops plus jeans soaked in resin will work well enough. I would still suggest testing it, but planning to finally move to a free state early next year. Wish it could be sooner. Well, just in the meantime, be very careful. But yes, good idea. I just go to NAR's website, avoid the face stuff. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. If there is a next year. I mean, I think what happens the rest of this year is going to be very important to the future of the country. But I mean, I don't think things are going to fall apart that quickly. At least that's my hope. Like, people forget just how big of a country America is, especially compared to everywhere else. Like, our population is so spread out. Like, it's hard for a bunch of crazy things to just all domino affect each other, where it like hits everybody all at the same time, you know? We're all gonna make it, or as Kirsch says, whack you. Yeah. No, like, if you're taking care of yourself and being careful and all that good stuff, like, you are dramatically increasing your chances. So, yeah, just take care of yourself. If you have like neighbors or community members that are decent people that you can trust, you know, talk with them, plan with them in case something happens, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, rule number 1, stay vigilant. That's true. Yep. So, but yeah, I think we'll be okay. You just have to, you just gotta hang in there. I think we'll be okay. I mean, that's like the biggest thing that's happening right now. I'd say it's certainly getting a little worrying. I'm not going to like lie and sugarcoat things. Like, it is, yeah, but I mean, you know, like being careful, taking care of yourself, that's what's important. We'll say this: going to church is a great way to build a local community of people in your area. That is true. That is very true. Is it just me, or is it getting crazier out there? And it is. Part of me wonders if the world was always like this, or if it's been getting worse. Or like, was it always like this and I just didn't notice? I don't know. Rome did not burn in a day. No blackpilling. True, but it did fall over a period of time. But hello, Adaman. You guys have your shit. I got drones. Live, so I'm not stressed lately by all of it. I honestly, I can't really comment or give a whole lot of advice to a European, to be completely honest, because I don't know how things are. I don't know a lot of the legal stuff out there, so I apologize. I cannot give a whole lot of information on that. That is true, Razor. Yep. Euros aren't people anyway, except for Jay Stark and maybe Belgian. Been any conventions lately? No, I'm broke. Conventions cost money. I'd like to go to one this year. But I don't know. Like, hopefully, once we kind of get past this month, things are gonna recover financially. It's been a little rough for a couple months, not gonna lie. So that's why I'm grateful for all of you that do support me in any way. Like, even those of you that just lurk, I appreciate all the support because it really does help. Amogus, okay. If you are lurking, though, it's generally still a good idea to interact in some way, because it's like on every platform they're punishing lurkers by making your view not count. So, like, leave a like or use some channel points or something wherever you're watching. Can't wait for my super safety to get here at the end of the month. I want one of these days, I'm going to get one of those belt fed uppers. And I will put a super safety in it. And it's going to be the coolest thing ever. And I can't wait. You need a 1 point. You need a 1 channel point. I'm not a bot like Razor. That actually might be a good idea. I might do something like that. I need to fix the
FBI, open up!
I need to fix the what you call it, the throwing system. I still need to fix it. I forgot last time I streamed, like, it broke and all the textures on all the objects like disappeared. Don't know why. I haven't been able to fix that. So I'm gonna have to try to do that at some point too. Not an automaton. But so I'm gonna have to do that. I'm surprised everything went as well as it did for me getting the stream set up, because it's been forever. So resetting your loadouts in Gray Zone, nice. TITS is borked for some time now. Well, there's an update today when I first opened it up, but I've got to try to fix the objects, because not all of them were broken, but most of them were. World better not end just yet. Christine Moda needs to get those debuts out first. You thinking of playing Battlefield 6 or Borderlands 4? I mean, Battlefield 6 looked good from what I saw. I'm not a fan of Kernel Anti-Cheat. Not a fan of that. As for Borderlands, I've never actually finished a Borderlands game. So I don't know. Razor had so many problems with Battlefield 6, he did. Dang. Also, I need to not spend a lot of money on new games right now. Gonna save you time with Borderlands 4. It sucks, really? I think last week highlighted the need for good people to stand up and do something when bad things start happening. Yes, just like I said earlier, don't go looking for a fight. So that's gonna be a problem. But there is a point where evil grows so much that it can only be stopped by force. But that needs to be done carefully and properly, and not just a bunch of crazy people running out into the street looking for a fight. Right now, I think we have the opportunity to push back on this evil while still staying within our legal system, or just within our societal boundaries. Yes, we don't need innocent people getting caught in any crossfire. We don't, like I said before, you don't want to go looking for a fight. If you have ever experienced any kind of violence, you know that it is not something you want to happen. There's a reason why the people that usually call for violence have never experienced it, because they don't actually know how bad it can be. And yes, that girl would probably still be alive if someone had intervened. You are correct. And of course, that if someone had intervened at that point, that would not be someone looking for a fight. That would be someone stepping in to defend an innocent, which is obviously a different situation. But we do not want to encourage violence, because it is a horrific thing. It's not something you want to happen. So it's something that has to be taken very seriously and carefully. Just applying pressure to stop her from bleeding, that could have helped probably. With that video, I think she got around the collarbone. That area, I think, is where it happened. And that's a really bad place to have a deep wound. So that was, like I said, if you have ever experienced someone badly injured in person, it changes you. It's not something you want to be around. Yeah, I just avoid public transportation if you can. At this point. So, just avoid public transportation. But yes, I don't forget how Kentucky Ballistic stopped himself from bleeding out by sticking his thumb on his jugular. I mean, that's true. That is true. He got very lucky. And I will say, like, if you've listened to the story about Kentucky Ballistics, like, the reason he's alive is because his dad was there and his dad knew what to do. Like, bro has, like, the coolest dad ever. So, got a lot of good merch out of that. Yeah, he did. So, yeah, knowing how to stop bleeds, very important. But yeah, like, things getting violent, things getting messy, that is not something to be desired. Like I said, I'm not like a soldier. I'm not former military, but I've seen things. I've experienced things, and I'm not gonna like pretend it's as bad as what like someone who has been to a combat zone. Like but even what I have experienced, like, makes me not want any more of it to happen. So you can only imagine what like people who've been to like a combat zone have been through. So Scott is also superhuman. Yeah, bro's like well over 6 feet tall. He's massive. So James has been in gangland shootouts. I mean, not to go into too much detail, but when I was a young child, I did witness someone getting shot. So it's among other things. So not a fun experience. I mean, even like if you go hunting and you've had to like clean, like you experience like an animal that has been shot and is dying, or if you cleaned an animal, like it does like kind of change your perspective on things, right? Like, so my best friend is a paramedic. He's completely desensitized. Yeah, no, paramedics see a lot, dude. They see a lot of stuff, a lot of really bad, really gnarly stuff. Like Rescue Rabbit, if any of you know him, like he's like an actual paramedic. And I'm sure bro has seen a lot. So grew up on a farm, doing a fair share of work with animals. I mean, still, like, dealing with, like, the blood and gore of cleaning an animal, like, that's still, like, it does like make you appreciate things, you know. Spicy memories. Paramedics have the best schizo stories. Yeah, shout out to first responder. Yeah. The best first responder, however, is you, viewer. You are your own first responder. So take care of yourself. It's been, we've been like in the heavy conversation for a while now, man. Like, I'm fine with it, but didn't expect it to be that much. Innocent's absolutely worth it. Oh yeah, no. Oh, yeah, my family's the type that hunts multiple deer every year. So like, yeah. You want me to be a first responder? I don't know if that's something I'd want to do. Like when it like Stubbs just said, poop disaster. I could not handle that. Blood doesn't bother me, but anything to do with the digestive system, can't do it. And like, I don't, I don't like the first responder schedule. That would drive me nuts. I like to have a consistent work schedule. Also, I mean, like, if we're being honest here, like, between, like, with, like, my messed up leg, I probably wouldn't meet some of the requirements. I don't know. Like, I can pick Viri up and carry her around, but picking up, like, a huge guy, I probably wouldn't be able to do. So, you get very desensitized to poop when you have kids. Look, bro, I work with autistic people, mostly kids. It still bothers me every time. So, I have taught first responders how to pick and bypass locks for low priority calls. I mean, yeah, that's probably a good thing for first responders to be able to do. Kind of miss prepping animals. Maybe have respect for the food on the table. Yeah. That's fair, Adamant. That's fair. But yeah, I don't think I could be a first responder. I don't think that would be for me. I mean, honestly, just like the on-call schedule on its own would bother me, right? Like, I want to be home at my bed, sleep in my bed, use my bathroom every night, you know? Wish I could eat hogs without worrying about parasites. Nah, just get bacon from the store. Great grandmother slaughtered chickens in front of me and my sister when we were kids. I really love chicken. I wish I could have some chickens where I live. Chickens are funny. That is true. A lot of locks are like hilariously easy to open. So that's why I also have an alarm system with entryway sensors and all that kind of stuff to keep people out of that. So want to blast one with a 12 gauge? No, I don't want to blast a chicken with a 12 gauge. That's a terrible way to slaughter a chicken. If you care for chickens, you're a chicken tender. Mom's ex told me a story about how there was once a viral video of a guy, a chick, and how it kept pecking. Okay. Razor, why do you keep why do you keep bringing up these awful stories? My God, dude. Was it a story with P&W Gorilla and the Rooster? I don't know. I don't really follow the guy. I I don't really know a whole lot about him. I know people clown on him a lot, but he apparently like posted on Twitter how like a chicken like chased his nephew so he blasted it with a shotgun. Something like that. I don't know. That was apparently a thing. He was getting roasted for that. Like, I mean, chicken's gonna chicken. Like, yeah, like roosters are gonna be aggressive to strangers. I mean, that's just like put your chickens away before you let your nephew outside, but whatever. The clip from Family Guy with the chicken fight his peanut every week. He must be the crazy uncle. He's from the West, he ain't right. But yeah, no, I don't want to blast any chickens with a shotgun. That's a terrible way to slaughter a chicken, so. Found something fun you might like. Gunny Valentine on YouTube is building a functional replica of Alucard's pistol from Hellsing. That's kind of cool. I liked Hellsing. That was cool. That's something, you know, I've got enough filament now. It might be kind of fun to like 3D print some prop guns eventually from like anime or video games. Then I'd have to paint them though, and that would be a little tedious, but that could be something fun to do. Surprised I've seen it. What do you mean? Why are you surprised I've seen Hellsing? The Alucard's pistol for Halloween, maybe. Speaking of Halloween, I need to get a lot of games. I need to get a lot of games to like Halloween games to play. I need to figure that out. Youngster, okay. Hellsing Ultimate is not that old, right? When I was like a kid, one of my friends showed me part of Hellsing Ultimate because he was like, "Oh, you're just like this vampire in the blue outfit because he's an asshole." I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you for that." And then I eventually like watched the whole thing when I was older. Hold on. Hellsing Ultimate. That came out in 2006. I was alive during 2006. I was young, but I was alive. So. Even Viri was alive during that. Granted, she was much younger than me, but she was alive when that happened. Watched it because that London scene. Hellsing Ultimate started in 06. Yeah, that's what I just said. That's almost 20 years ago. Yeah, that is almost 20 years ago. Yep. Fun fact, the anniversary version of Halo 2 is over 10 years old now. Think about that. I think it's like 12 years old. Or 11 years old. The anniversary version of Halo 2. Maybe another rating viewers would streams with you and Viri. Yeah, that would actually be funny for me and Viri to do again. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Fnatic. Still a good looking game though. Yeah, absolutely. Feel old. Yeah, Razor's older than I am. I wanted to play Halo 2 and found out my Xbox was dead. Well, luckily for you, Adaman, you can play Halo on any Xbox. So if you have a 360 or an Xbox One, you will be able to play Halo 2 on it. So you could try that. Re-uploading my interview got you some new followers. Oh, it did? Awesome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Razor re-uploaded the interview I did with him. Was it last year? It was a while back when we did that. Last year, yeah. Man. It felt like it was forever ago. Saw the new people in Discord. Sorry, I just, with everything that's been going on, I have been a little, like, out of it lately, but now that things are kind of starting to get a little less hectic, especially at work and with life, I should be a little around a little more. So need to do another interview now that I got a better mic. Yeah, we can definitely try to do that sometime. Absolutely. That sounds like a great idea. Which I think didn't you recently broke 1,000 on Twitch, didn't you? Like I saw you posting about that. I don't think I said congratulations on that, but that's awesome. We're getting there on Twitch. We're getting there. Watched your gun review with EP recently. You still planning on doing those? Yes, I really would like to do another one. You just broke 1.3K. Okay, well, I knew it was something like that. Hello, new people. Just a reminder to call James. I'm not a fanboy. Shut up, nerdy. Yes, I do want to do more gun reviews. I had some people that were interested in it, but like it never happened. So I've got to get like some guests for that. But yeah, I would like to try to reach out to some people. You know, especially people that, you know, especially want people that actually like guns, you know, so we'll see. We reached 50 followers on Twitch this weekend. That's awesome, Alexios. Chef, hush your mouth. I'm not a fanboy. Shut up. So yeah, I miss doing the gun reviews. You be down? Yeah, that could also work. Yes, absolutely. So at one point, I had straight up Alex Zedra, like she follows me on Twitter, and we had talked about like trying to do a gun review stream, but then like she was so busy it never happened. But that would be really cool if that happened, you know, because I would really like to, like, because when I played Modern Warfare 2019, I used like one of her skins that I thought was funny. So like it would be really cool to do a stream with her, but maybe I can send her a DM again and see if that'll work. She seemed pretty cool. Yes, man, do I have an Alexa? No, I don't have anything like that in my house. I don't need Amazon spying on me. You were both busy at the time, if I remember. Yeah, probably. Probably. I mean, like, I love like doing streams with people. Obviously, but sometimes it can be really difficult to like schedule things. People are always so busy and stuff, and like a lot of people are on like weird time zones and things like that. So, you know, it can be hard to organize things at times. And y'all know me, I'm not the most sociable person. Like, I want to socialize, but I'm not very good at it. So, wish Bagster would do a gun review with you. I mean, that would be cool. I mean, like, I'm acquainted with Bagster. We've talked a little. He says he likes guns, but I guess he's just not that interested in them, which is fine. You know, that's like a gun review stream is more like you have to like kind of not be autistic, but like guns, you know. You can fix that maybe. I mean, but I'm not gonna like chase after people and bug them, you know. I don't want to bother people. He's busy with moving to Vietnam here in the next month. Wait, Bagster is moving to Vietnam? What? This is the first I'm hearing about that. Hold on. Why is he moving to Vietnam? Excuse me? Why would he move there? Did he find a Vietnamese wife or something? It's super cheap to live there. I mean, I suppose. I'm sure it's very cheap to live there. I can't say that I would want to, though. That's the first I heard about that. I haven't hardly been able to keep up with anybody. I mean, I guess good luck to Baxter for that, but man. And stuff. I feel like it's a different Asian country every time it's mentioned. I don't know. I don't know. Like, there are places I would like to visit around the world. But I like living in America too much. So yeah, that's true. Razor is moving to Texas. So that'll be good for him. Are Shiroi and Dax already at the new house? And how many people are going to be living there? Is it just be like a streamer house? Yes, they are nice. Okay. Kind of surprised no one has done a 3D printed AR drum. I don't know if there's been a 3D printed drum for AR. Drum magazines can be kind of tricky. Oh, okay, that sounds cool, Razor. Drum magazines are kind of tricky. I know some people have done some 9mm drum magazines, and they supposedly work. But there's a reason why using a belt fed is more desirable than just having drum magazines on something like that. They're a little tricky. I've heard like the Magpul ones are good, but they're also very expensive. So, but even then, I've heard like lots of times it's better to just get one of those big quad stack mags. So, seen some cat of it. Looks super flimsy from around 2020, 2021. Yeah. The modern like printing scene has definitely evolved a lot. I'm not gonna lie, like when it comes to 3D printing stuff, like the 3D printed kind of sphere, because it comes to guns, like it doesn't feel quite as exciting as it did back then, like 2020, 2021. It doesn't feel quite as exciting. I'm still like very interested in what's going on, but it's just not quite as exciting as it once was. And in some ways it's got a lot more politicized than I would personally like. Just, you know, with, I don't know, some of the things that are said and done and some of the people, but beans. Yeah, beans. But I mean, I'm still going to be like doing 3D printed stuff. I still have a lot of things I want to do. I've just got to get parts and all that. I haven't been able to do a lot of printing in a while, and I really want to do more. But that requires time and money, which are two things that are in short supply most of the time. So, but we're working on it. I have a lot that I want to do, not just with 3D printing stuff. You know, I can't stream every day. You know, I want to do some stuff that I can, like, maybe some interesting things I could put on YouTube, you know, and I don't necessarily know, but there's a lot of stuff I want to do, but keep hoping a breakthrough with metal printing will reinvigorate the field. I mean, metal printing is very viable. It's just very expensive and takes up a lot of space. I like the mechanical design of it all, and it doesn't help the rest of the bounty pushes like there were, so we're not getting weird designs. There are still some interest, like there's I think it's called the Decker. That one is, it's like it's you know, like a side or top loading, like a little like 9mm thing. That looks cool. Last time I checked, a metal 3D printer was like $80,000. Yeah, they're very expensive. Also, just like the material is inherently going to be more expensive because it's metal, you know, so. But I don't even think plastic 3D printers used to be that expensive. I mean, I know they're expensive, but I don't think they're that expensive. I also, there's another 3D printer I really want to get. I think it's the FlashForge, I think. And it's one of those ones that can print pretty fast. And I think out of the box it can print stuff like carbon fiber nylon, which I really, really want to be able to print, because I want to be able to print stuff that, like, I can take outside during the summer for long periods of time, stuff like that. I want to be able to print things like that. So still laugh at the journal that thought your guns were from Brazilian criminals. I remember that. That was really, really funny when that happened. That was hilarious. That was a couple years ago. So yeah, just gotta get a few like real life things settled, get some finances settled, and hopefully there will be more printing soon. Biggest news agency, by the way. That's the biggest news agency in Brazil. That's hilarious. No wonder, like, I have like a fair amount of Brazilian followers. I guess that's probably part of why. There's another type of metal printing that's new. Interesting. I mean, metal printing, like, the idea of it is very cool. That's just like, that's one of the things that there's not really going to be a lot of ways to easily make that cheap. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be hard to make that cheap to do. I don't know if there will ever be an Ender 3 equivalent of metal printing. It'd be very cool though. I'll just kind of tangentially related. Tangentially? Tangentially? Sorry. I know what that word is, but I don't know how to pronounce it. But I kind of think having like one of those laser engravers would be really cool too. Because, like, if you tune them right, you can use them on 3D prints. And that would be really, really cool to do. I would love to do something like that. That would be the coolest thing ever. So. Enter through the Harbor Freight welder mounted on it for a cheap metal printer. Tangential. tangential. That's a hard word to say, honestly. Like, that's just just trying to say that word. Like, it's a little funky. I don't know. Sometimes words like that just my mouth doesn't know how to pronounce them correctly. It'd be like that sometimes. Only letters you need to know are U, S, and A. You're so real for that, Selman. So real. I also think sometime it would be fun. Like, one time I bought an 80% lower just because it was like $20 and I thought it would be cool to have one. But I never had like a drilling jig or anything to actually do it, to actually make it. I think my dad has a drill press I could actually borrow, but I don't have any of the other tools I would need for that. But that would be fun to do sometime too. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like, it's a display thing right now. I bought it because it was cheap and I thought it would be fun to have. But can't you print jigs? I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can. Drill press is all you need. That is not something I would be able to do freehand. That would not go well. But it's just one of those, like, it'd be kind of fun to do that. Even though it's completely unnecessary, it'd still be fun. So. Not be pretty, but it would work. I don't know about that. You have to, there are some things that have to be precise if you're making a 80% lower. You need to have some precision in certain areas, so. But there's some things in, like, I need to say what, because like Viri, she wants like a better concealed carry, because what she has is kind of hard to conceal. So we gotta try to save up some money for that. I would really also like her to have her own rifle. Like, I would want to try to build out something like really light for her, so it's easier, like, for her to use. Things like that. There's a lot of stuff I gotta do. Have an idea. First 3D print a mock-up, fill it in, and drill it until you get good. No, because, like, when I am making a firearm, I want it to look nice. So, like, I would want the 80% lower to be well done. Like, I want it to look nice and presentable. So, a grinder and paint makes the welder you ain't. Well, you're not, if you're doing it right, you're not going to be welding at 80% lower. But all right. I would also like to learn some basic welding, though. That's something I've wanted to do since like 2020. I've never gotten around to that. So if it looks good, you want to hold it more. If you hold it more, you want to go shoot it more. Exactly. Exactly. I am one of those people, when I first put together a new gun, like, I literally don't put it down for like 48 hours. So it has to look good. Otherwise, I will hate myself. Scuffed my lower during assembly anyhow. I mean, having like, okay, so having like scuffs and scrapes on your firearms is not a bad thing, in my opinion. Because, like, that just means it's getting used. That's not a problem. But I want it to overall look like it was well done and put together. Go look at Professor Parabellum sheet metal pistols if you want to learn welding. Yeah, those do look pretty cool. That is something cool. But yeah, learning to weld would be fun. But yeah, just another thing I haven't had a chance to get around to yet. There's a few of those. So we're working on it. We're working on it. A little bit at a time. Not gonna lie. When I got married, that threw a lot of my plans off in like the best way. But there's a lot of things I have not had the chance to look into yet. Also, a 25 ACP pistol isn't common these days. They're not. And 25 ACP is expensive. I know, because my dad has a 25 ACP pistol. And he wants to go shoot it sometimes. And he makes me find ammo for him because I can help him find it for as cheap as possible. And it's not cheap. So it's kind of funny how like such a tiny bullet is so expensive. Modern 25 ACP is not well made, really. Take local community/technical college classes for welding. That would be cool, but that also costs money. We're trying to save money out here these days. I was shopping for 10mm at an academy, and an old man with a baby Browning was looking for 25 ACP. Even 32 is cheaper. Wow. Kind of curious now. I'm gonna go look on AmmoSeek right now and see the cheapest I can find on AmmoSeek for 25 ACP. Let's see what the price is right now. 25 auto. Check for tuition assistance. You can make money for taking classes. Maybe. I mean, I've already been like to college and it didn't go very well because I was not good at college. So I don't know how easy it would be to get tuition assistance. I don't know. Ooh, the cheapest you can get 25 ACP on AmmoSeek is 35 cents a round for that tiny little bullet. That's crazy. Should never been FMJ'd and should just get a copper wash like 22. I mean, it's not much. I mean, it's just a center fire 22, basically. That's basically all it is. I would not recommend carrying a 22 as like a self-defense thing, but I mean, if you're gonna carry something small, like, I don't know, maybe get something that's 22 Magnum. That might fare a little better. It's my thought anyway. Don't get Winchester 25 or 32. It simply won't feed in some guns with the flat points. That's a good point. Honestly, that's kind of why I carry a Glock, is because I can buy literally any 9mm and it just works. That's why I like carrying a Glock. I know Glocks are boring, but it's so nice to not have to worry that much about ammo, because the Glock will just take whatever. So. .22 LR in full auto. That is cool stuff. I really want to there's a couple like little like 22 like 3D printed 22s. And some of them like look like they'd be really fun to like put a binary trigger in them. I would love to do something like that. That would be a lot of fun. And yes, that is right. It is still better than not carrying anything. That is true. Like, I knew a lady. You want to get some sleep? Okay, thanks for stopping by, Forrest. Like, I knew a lady, that like got attacked one time, and just by like this group of dudes, and all she had was a 22, and she defended herself with the 22, and I think one of them did not make it, but the others like survived. So it's not the most reliable thing, but yeah, it's better than nothing. You're at TX22 with the FRT, shoot all the rounds in a second. Someone gets hit with a swarm of angry bees, they will not want to say, yeah, I can take that. That's fair. Better than a sharp stick, that's true. That is true. No, I mean, if it's all you can have, a sharp stick is also just better than your bare hands. So, no matter where you are, just whatever you are able to have on you to protect yourself, I would highly advise it. Pros, it shoots. Yes, that's true. It shoots. That is a big plus. Big plus. Sharp sticks also get stuck. Still better than your hands. Like, if I had to get into a fight and I had to choose between my bare hands or a sharp stick, I'm going with the sharp stick. Anything can be a force multiplier if you know how to use it. So, also like punching someone in the face is a really good way to like mess yourself up. Like, just think about like you punch someone in the mouth and say like their tooth cuts your finger or your knuckle. You don't know what they got. You don't know what like is transferring from their bodily fluids into yours. It's terrible. That is a good point. Not the ATF. That is also why it's important to practice, especially with handguns, because they are actually harder to use than a rifle. Steel-toed boot held by the lace is basically a blunt flail. I suppose. Something like that. Some folks have a dogsmith. Oh boy. Oh, but yeah. I mean, I guess that's That's the main thing I wanted to talk to y'all about, was with me being gone and with everything going on. I wanted to talk about, I want to make sure that you guys are taking care of yourselves, because if anything happens to you, I'm not going to have any viewers, and that's going to be like terrible for me. So make sure you are taking good care of yourselves, and make sure you're telling your friends to take good care of themselves, and also tell them to come watch my streams, because that is also very big. So only loves us for the numbies. I genuinely appreciate all of you, and I do not want anything to happen to you, because that would be bad. Something you're a TKD coach, you says you steal toe boost to mess up someone. Man. Workout, yeah. Exercising is good. Exercising is good. Even like just to, you know, take care of your health, you know, make yourself live longer. Get some exercise. That's good stuff. So, yeah, take care of yourselves. So I am going to be back for real this time. You seen that little K Tactical M-Lock Sakura charm? Yeah, I have one of those. They gave me one of those one time. Your friend became an uncle yesterday? Nice. That is awesome. Very awesome. Learn BJJ if possible. Is that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? I've never done anything like that. I've done some like boxing and martial arts when I was a kid, but nothing like Brazilian, unfortunately. But yeah, so I'm back for real this time. The plan is I will try to be streaming hopefully at least 3 times a week. Viri is starting a new job very soon. So like I will probably not be streaming on like her days off, just so like I'm able to spend time with her when she's not working. So we'll just kind of see, just, you know, keep it like you can turn on notifications, or like follow me on Twitter, or go and to join the Discord so you can get notifications when I'm live. But yeah, I'm gonna try for 3 times a week. Schedule may be a little bit like, might change a little bit from day to day. We're gonna see. There's other things I want to do. Like I want to do like stuff I can just like put on YouTube again. I have to kind of figure out what I'm going to do and when I'm going to have the time to do it. But that is also something I really want to do. Like I've had ideas of like, especially like during Halloween, like during October, like what if I narrated or like read some like spooky stories or something. Like if there's something that you think that would be cool, like for me to like read something that you think that'd be kind of a cool idea, you can like send that to me on Discord or something, or things like that. I really like Halloween, so I would like to have plenty of things to do next month. So that would be pretty cool. JM's Wendigoon arc. Wendigoon is cool. I want to be like him. I wish I could like be a content creator as a job. Spooky react content with chat. Maybe. So yeah, I'm gonna hope to do things like that, all that. You're playing spooky games this week? Awesome. So yeah, I'm back. We're hopefully gonna try to do some cool things, have some fun. So I hope y'all are able to come around for a lot of it. Like I said, just keep an eye out for when streams and stuff are going to happen. I'm pretty tired. It was busy Monday. I am a little talked out for the day. So this is going to be about where we wrap it up, but I am going to do a raid. So don't go anywhere just yet. There are at least on Twitch, we'll do a raid. So stick around for that. If one of you could put AFT raid and pin it for me. Thank you, Phonetic. So yeah, hope y'all are able to stick around for all the new and fun stuff. Bring a friend next time. I like it when you guys make friends, and I like it when you bring them to the stream. It was great. It's great to be back. I'm very happy. I just now noticed a little picture in the back. Oh yeah, this been there. But it's great to be back. I've missed you guys. I'm very happy. So yeah, stick around for the raid. See you hopefully within the next couple days. Just keep an eye out. Look for notifications for the stream and all that. And yeah, it's good to be back. See you soon. Bye everybody. Take care of yourselves. Get ready for the raid. Don't make me look bad. Good night everybody. Bye.